Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Rob. This is going to be part 2 of the streaming PC slash my wife's PC. This is going to be our third PC. We're going to go ahead and build it from leftover parts, and I'm going to show you what I got going. We have so many leftover parts that I haven't decided what's going to go. I don't know if I'm going to go with a 500 watt PSU or a 750. Or we got a couple of graphics cards we can throw in there, but we're gonna go and play it by ear, and I'll show you what we got so far. Alright, we're gonna start here with the ASRock B450 Steel Legend. Now I already pre-built everything that's on the motherboard, and I'll go ahead and I'll show you what I got. But this is AMD 3000 series desktop ready B450. So yeah, we are gonna go with AMD since this will be a streaming PC. So let me show you this. All right, so here you have it, the B450 Steel Legend. I went ahead and installed the RAM. That's the 3000 megahertz G.Skill RAM that was on my prior PC, my gaming PC. We also have installed, because I already installed the OS, I installed the NVMe. This is a Crucial 500 megabyte NVMe from Crucial, and we also have this stock fan. I just went ahead and did some preliminary testing. I had it just benchmarked and things like that, but I don't think I'm gonna keep that cooler. I think I'm gonna go with something different. Well, I guess we're gonna play it by ear. All right, we also have the CPU. The CPU is the AMD Ryzen 5 3600. This one's still a pretty good price. It's about $200 on Newegg. This is the only thing I had to really buy. You snatch them up while you can. Right now it's the middle of January and prices keep going up. These are supposed to go down with the 5000 series Ryzen CPU, sorry, and they haven't. So for, best bang for the buck in my opinion, if you're gonna go AMD, would be the Ryzen 5 3600. That's gonna provide you just enough room to breathe, and honestly it plays. You can even play video games if you're gonna do gaming on this. Also, it'll be fine for streaming. Now for the video card, I think I'm gonna go with this RTX 2070 Super. I think I'm gonna sell the 2060 Super that I have, and make some money off of that. So we're gonna go with this. This is a little overkill. This is more of your gamey type GPU if that's what you're gonna go for, but since it's our third PC, we're gonna make good use of this 2070, and you can still use NVENC to go ahead and stream. So we're gonna go with this one. I've decided. All right, I decided to go with the Master Cooler 240 AIO. A friend of mine let me have this after helping him with his PC, so we're gonna go ahead and use it. Since this will be a streaming PC, it is gonna be using a lot of CPU power, so we'll go ahead and keep it as cool as possible. It never hurts. So that's what we're gonna go with. And then we also have this 750 EVGA 80 plus gold power supply. Now, funny story with this power supply, we thought it was broken. I came home, I tested it out on a few other motherboards and graphic cards combinations, and it's working great. So I think it was trying to power a 3090 and it just wasn't hacking it. So it'll be good enough for this 2070 Super slash streaming PC. It'll be more than enough. So we'll go ahead and use it and recycle some power supplies because we have it. And here it is again, the 465X from Corsair. This is the case that was my wife's PC. So now we're gonna go ahead and put all these parts, these extra parts, into this. Should be a nice looking PC. We're gonna have RGB fans, and it'll look nice for a streaming setup, that's for sure. Slightly overkill, but if you have it, you might as well use it. So let's go ahead and start recycling. Let's do it. All right, so we're gonna have to remove this cooler, the stock cooler, because we're gonna use the Cooler Master AIO. So you're just gonna remove 4 screws here, and it is gonna require a different mount, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you that how we put that mount in just a second. and then we can move along and just start putting the motherboard inside the case. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, we removed the stock cooler that comes with the CPU. I'm gonna go ahead and use alcohol wipe. This works pretty good. It dries pretty fast as well. And if you see, there's tons of the thermal paste on there, so you definitely want to remove that and reapply it. Okay, so you just go ahead and you just wipe it off. I'm gonna leave it on there because I don't want to get thermal paste inside the socket, so that'll avoid that, and just got to make sure you grab any excess residue. All right, there you go. And now let's go ahead and figure out this mounting situation. All right, so we don't have the screws that, or the mounting hardware, excuse me, for the AIO. So I reached out to Cooler Master, see if I can get it. We're gonna go ahead and use the Wraith Prism, and I'm gonna have to install these mounts. They're gonna go right here, pretty simple. One here and one up here with this hook facing out on this side. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll install the prism. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little dot here of thermal paste, and this is the one we're installing for now until we get the mounting hardware. This is pretty good. I haven't had any issues with this one, so we're gonna go ahead and use it. And I mean, it has RGB, so it does look nice. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so the fan's installed for the CPU. If you see that black wire, I run it right in between the fan and the M.2, and then right next to the chipset. And I leave space on the PCIe port, so the slot, so I can go ahead and install the graphics card right there. So that wire should be fine. That's how I do it normally, and it is hidden behind the GPU. So we go ahead and do that. The fan's installed, the M.2 is installed, the RAM's installed, so we're pretty much done right now with the motherboard. Let's go ahead and put the motherboard into the case. All right, so we went ahead and removed the panels. That's the rear panel, front panel from the 465X case. There you go. It's actually pretty light once you remove everything. Once the power supply and the motherboard get in there, then it starts getting heavy. And the next part before we put the motherboard, here is the IO shield that will go right here on the back from the inside, and I'll show you how that goes. Alright, so real quick, this is basic HD audio is connected right there. The header is marked, the cables are marked. This is the fan USB. This is the front panel USB. No, excuse me. This is the fan RGB controller USB, sorry. This is the panel. All the front panel header is right here. All the front panel cables are right here. That's how they go. It's also marked on the motherboard, so if you need information on that, you can always just read it on the motherboard. Most of them I've worked on have that marked. Then also the front panel USB port is right there. That's part of the case. And now let me show you something. I'm gonna go ahead and install this from an old case I had. This is basically a fan hub. This is gonna go connected to one of the fan USB ports, and it'll power multiple fans. So I'm gonna go ahead and neatly put it up here somewhere or in the back and connect all the fans there. That'll save me ports, and when I get the AIO working, I'll have extra ports. This one has about 4 or 5, but I like just to consolidate them on one little spot here. So I'll go ahead and put double-sided sticky tape right there, and I'll figure out where I put it. And let me show you one other thing. This is the back of the case. This is the RGB hub controller. The 3 fans in the front go connected to that, and the back rear fan, which is also RGB, goes connected to that. So that leads to this, and that's how you control the RGB using the iCUE software from Corsair. So we'll skip ahead and I'll show you when I'm done. Alright, so this is all the cable management. All the fans are connected. This is that hub. I went ahead and I put double-sided tape, connected it up here, and all the fans are connected to that. I even have an extra one just in case I need it later on. This is only taking up one fan header in the front, so I have about 2 or 3 more fan headers on the motherboard that I can use. Now I'm going to connect this to the power supply, and this will be the RGB controls for, it'll power the hub for all the fans. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that in right there. It's going to go in there pretty easily. I'm not going to go ahead and show you how to put it in the power supply. It's pretty simple. But I have everything pre-plugged already for the motherboard because I know exactly what needs to go on this motherboard to fit in there. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so I went ahead and I installed the motherboard, the GPU. The fans are all good to go. I already cleaned up the front. It was pretty easy. The back is already nice and complete. I powered it on just now. Now we're actually going to try and hit the switch and see if it runs. So here we go. Uh-oh. Alright, so that didn't work.
A few moments later.
Alright, it's powered on again. I had to fix the front panel connectors because I think I flipped them around, so I'm going to try and power this on one more time to see if part 2 of the power on works. No, it's not working. Not working. Why isn't it turning on? Alright, part 3. Alright guys, so I did have to do some troubleshooting. It is running. It did boot finally. I had to switch out the 750 power supply, 750 watt power supply, the EVGA one, because there seems to be some type of short, because it was working outside on the test bench with the motherboard and the OS, everything was running. So this is the second case that I try that power supply in. So I'm going to troubleshoot it because I would hate to see the 750 power supply go to waste, especially with how expensive things are at the moment. This is a 500. It's non-modular. You do have yellow ketchup and mustard cables. I'll probably get sleeve extensions so I can go ahead and clean it up, but we'll see. We'll see if the 500 works. It's only going to be used for streaming anyway. In the future, I'll just change it if I see a need to, but it should be more than enough for what we're doing and what we're going to use this case for. So I'll leave you guys with some close-up on the build, and you know, we work with what we got. So you know, recycle parts, and you got a pretty good build. You always want to, you know, pinch some pennies. I mean, you can make things look nice without killing your budget. All right. Well, I hope you enjoy the video, and here you go.